What's good, people? It's your boy Venom in the building, alongside my home slice Dammy Zane. Welcome to Unpicked. If this is your first time joining us, then thank you very much. Don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you're coming back, thank you for being a part of our gang and our family. Today's episode is going to be a juicy one. We're going to be talking about black men and their standards for women, particularly black women. But before we get into that, Dammy Zane, what are you saying?
Hey, so let's get into the hot topic, shall we? So the first thing I want to talk about is, I don't even like calling it a hot topic because it's not something nice.
Well, it's not hot.
It is a hot topic in here in the UK, but it's not a nice topic, basically.
Okay.
So I want to talk about child Q.
Right.
So those of you that are not from the UK, essentially what happened was there was a young black girl who went to school one day and ended up having a strip search by police officers in the UK off the allegation that she smelled like weed.
Mm-hmm.
She was on her time of the month. She was expected to strip totally naked. She wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom to fix herself up before she had to go back into mock exams. They didn't call her parents to let them know that this was happening. She went home, told her mum. They took it to court, I think.
I don't even know I don't think it's been long enough to even go to court. All I know is that...
Was it court or did they do an investigation and they came back and basically...
I think it's the investigation.
They just apologised. They just apologised. That's all they did.
Yeah, well, it's gone a lot further than that now because a lot of the students from that school and other schools, in fact, now protested within the school, outside of the school, at the police station, because it's a human rights violation.
Yeah.
And they've said that it's because she's a black girl, but even if she was any other girl, not that it would happen to any other girl, but it's a human rights violation to do that to somebody. And then you have to imagine being of that age and just being pubescent to the point where you're now having that kind of cycle happen, and then that level of humility. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
See, here in the UK, not too long ago, they were really upset about a black footballer kicking a cat. And there was more uproar about that than there was about child Q. This thing happened in 2020. It's 2022 and we're only just hearing about it.
I didn't realise that happened in 2020.
I'm really appalled by the whole thing. Like all week, I've just been thinking, what?
That happened in 2020?
It happened in 2020.
I thought it happened the other day.
It happened in 2020.
Like when we were hearing, okay. Maybe it did go to court then.
Yeah, there was an investigation and they concluded that the school should have called her parents.
Yeah, because no one was present.
They concluded that they didn't need to do a strip search. So in conclusion, they asked the school and the police officers to apologise. The police officers were still working. The teacher was still working. Actually, the students of that school recently did a protest. Off the back of that, the teacher has resigned.
No, I said that I read that they've been sacked.
I read that they'd resigned. Who knows?
Contention. Okay.
But it took for protests to happen and for it to blow up on Twitter.
Yeah, and social media. For any action to be taken. That's a crime. So the level of protest that I saw, I actually believe that it happened just yesterday. And that's why I have to commend the youth, because they have the energy. They have the energy that we never had, but they also have the connectivity that we never had. But they come with the vim. When it's given to them, they really do take the mantle. And they fight for their causes. Because BLM, I'm going to put that down to being the youth. As much as there were older people organizing, demonstrating and whatnot, the youth are really the people who carried that. And this issue as well. It's the people in the school, like the most vulnerable people are the people fighting the hardest. Yeah, and I take my hat off to them.
As much as there's a lot of things in this generation that I don't like, I love their bravery.
Yeah, they're fighters, man.
Because I don't know if we would have been doing that. Would I have been protesting in school? I don't think
we
would
ever
have
did
been...
anything like that.
No, we weren't as brave as them. I really commend them for that.
Because you know what I mean. We had the wool. The wool was still pulled over our eyes to a degree where you only knew as much as you knew, and it wasn't very much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As a woman, I was just really appalled by it. I'm not saying much. It's just because I'm just thinking about how traumatized this child would be. And in the report, she spoke of, social anxiety, like scared of going outside, scared of being at school. When she sees police officers, she's petrified, nightmares, like, yeah, literally being betrayed by the people that are supposed to protect you. Wow.
Well, that's always the case, I guess. With that's a narrative that's not new for the black community, and that's why there's always been contention with police. I hear
that, but this is a different.
That's next level. Yeah, that's next level.
2 female police officers and 1 male.
I mean, I don't even know if the gender matters to me.
It does.
Trying to put myself in that perspective.
As a woman, it does.
No. Of course, to her, I'm trying to put myself in the situation as best as I can, and the only thing I could be is a relative to the girl or a parent to the girl. I'm trying to think, if that was my daughter and she was going through, because she's in secondary school, so this is new to her, have it like a menstrual cycle, whether she's been doing it a year, 2 years, even if she started at the beginning of school, 5 years. In the grand scheme of anyone's life, that's new, that's not old. So having somebody else who's not from your family, not your mother, your aunties, or people you confide in, accessing you at a time like that, completely naked, without your preparation.
Let me be real with you, yeah? Growing up, I was taught, don't let anyone, especially any guy, know that you're on your period. Even my dad, I hid my period from my dad. Do you understand me? So I don't think... I hear what you're saying, but even if I had to change a sanitary towel or anything like that in front of my male family members, I'd be traumatized. Not to mention a stranger. So I think the gender of the police officers does matter. Yeah, I mean, she was asked to remove her sanitary towel. She was asked to completely strip naked. It's mortifying. At my big age, I would be traumatized, not to speak of a 15-year-old who's who's learning their body, who's like going through puberty. And I mean, women complain about their menstrual cycle all the time. And because we complain about it so much, people must, like, when I say people, men must think it's not that deep. Yeah. It's deep. It's so traumatizing every month, to be honest.
Yeah. I was having a big conversation about this. To
have a menstrual cycle, like, to be on your time of the month is like the worst time of every, like, do you know what I mean? Like, every woman hates it. I've not come across one woman that enjoys bleeding for 4 days to a week or however long, right? Plus all the extra stuff that comes with it. So in that time, she could have been PMSing. Her hormones would be all over the place. Nah, it's just, yeah. It was a tough one for me to read about and hear about, to be honest. From a woman's perspective, I think that was absolutely disgusting. And I just think it's appalling that it happened 2 years ago. We're only just hearing about it. And if we didn't hear about it now and there wasn't so much outrage, they would have been happy to just give her an apology.
Yeah, and that would be it.
And that's it.
And it's not good enough.
No. So yeah, on a merrier note, Top Boy.
Top Boy. What you, eh? Have you watched it yet?
No.
Okay. I've watched the first 2 episodes. You have to watch it sooner. I'll tell you this much. There's apparently a lot of spoilers out there.
Listen, let me tell you this story real quick. By the time this episode comes out, I would have watched it.
Whole thing.
Yeah, what time? But on Friday, no, let me not say Friday. On the day that it came out, I went out.
Mm-hmm.
When I got home, I was like, I went out today, so I'll probably start watching it tomorrow. Tell me why. I tweeted that I will watch it tomorrow. Tell me why someone replied and told me what happened.
Mad. That's why I don't trust the internet. People come in to find you to ruin.
It's my fault. Because I used my big mouth to say,
nah,
I will watch it tomorrow.
There's nothing wrong with
Instead
that.
of me,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Quiet. Why did I tweet that?
That
because
bastard.
Now, somebody replied, capital letters, you know. They wrote in caps to shout at me.
Nah.
To tell me so-and-so did so-and-so.
Evil. That is so evil. That person, you know what I mean? I've been watching my language, but you're a bastard. Very much. Very bastard. Anyway.
He said it, not me, boy. He said it, not me.
That is so bad. And you know, it's just for me, it's the small things in life that I'm enjoying, you know?
The disrespect of it.
The way
what possessed you?
I'll be searching IP addresses, but I'm coming to find you. I don't care what remote place of the world you're living.
To come and reply to my tweet. Someone I don't know, you know?
With
someone
answers.
I don't think I'm even following.
Nah.
Thank you very much.
Capital B.
So yeah.
Wow.
I know what's gonna happen. Luckily, I don't mind having spoilers more times. So.
I mean, I haven't heard or seen any of the spoilers, but what I have kind of heard is that it's not that good. Which is interesting. Well, not actually. It wasn't that it's not that good. It's that Drake's ruined it. He's ruined something else. Because, you know, Drake's involved. He got involved from, like, the 2nd season.
I know, but I will not tolerate any Drake slander. No Drake slander, okay? I will pre-Top Boy and I will make my own decision about whether or not Drake has ruined it or not.
So for the main topic, we got this one from one of our subscribers. Looking in the comment section, it was kind of going off. Was it on our last video? No, it was a couple weeks ago, wasn't it?
It was on the Cynthia G one. That video would not let us rest.
Cynthia is still coming with the golden nuggets. Okay,
that video would not let us rest.
We went through the comments. I stopped going through comments because some of the conversations were just, you know, they evolved to the point where this is a brand new Pokemon now. This is not even a fire type anymore. So, yeah, but there's still some golden nuggets in there. And we found this comment that basically alluded to this question, which is, do black men hold black women to the same standard as non-black women?
No.
Why are you saying no?
At this point, we could pack it up and end the podcast right there.
There's the answer. Why are you saying no? Let's dig a little deeper. Let's unpick this. Shall we?
Let me ask you.
Mm-hmm. You know, I don't even have to talk about my my brothers, you know. I can actually talk for myself. And I will agree with you and say no. Because
for yourself?
Yeah.
Hold up.
What?
Look at accountability, guys.
Whoa. I'm accountable. Oh, I'm accountable.
Continue.
Okay. He resumes in black, in villain. No. To be fair, yeah, when I'm looking at this is the thing. It's never going to be taken like a compliment, but it's complimentary in how it works in my mind. When I'm looking at black women, I'm looking at personally my first choice. But because it's my first choice, I kind of want the best. So I'm looking for creme de la creme. That's why I'm like, oh my gosh, she gotta have this and that and be able to cook like this and blah 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 blah. These are the things that I tell myself. So yeah. So then I'm like, well, if I'm not dating a black woman, then I don't know. And I think that's the energy that I carry through. Not non-offensive. I do still hold anyone that I want to date to a high standard, but I ultimately think that's what it kind of boils down to. Just being honest.
Okay, can you answer my question though?
Which is
Because you talk about yourself.
okay, yeah.
I don't care. No,
We don't care about your opinion. But black men, nah, I don't think black men do hold all women to the same standards, because there's a lot of, and I'm just going to say, there's a lot of black guys who are in the limelight with non-black girlfriends who are butters. Straight up. Like, it's just, that's what it is. And every single time I find out, that black guy, yeah, blah, blah, he's dating a non-black girl. And it's out. I always go to the Instagram or wherever to just pre this thing, because I know it's either she's going to look like an Instagram model or a dead thing.
Because I think that black men expect black women, just taking it away from looks, they expect us to be, she can cook, she can clean, she needs to be submissive, so we can't have an opinion. We have an opinion, we're too feisty, too difficult. They need to still look a certain type of way as well. So if we were to bring looks back into it, the beauty standards for black women is high. She still needs to look somewhat light, I think, and I'll always stick with that, whether that's her actual skin tone or her features. There is a small group of black men who like black women in their natural state, but a lot of them say they like women that look natural, but you have to still look a certain type of natural. So you can't have like 4C hair and a black guy be into you. You have to have nice coily curls if you're gonna have natural hair, manageable natural hair, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think overall, when men are judging black women, they're judging them, they want them to have old traditions in terms of gender roles, so it fits patriarchal society, but when it comes to looks, they want them to look as close to other races as possible.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Black men like exotic looking girls. That's what they like, with a big butt and big boobs. That's what they like.
That's definitely a type of woman that's like a popular aesthetic for sure. I'm not gonna be like, nah, that's for sure. But I don't think I've ever wanted a black woman to look like that. There's physical things that I find attractive. Big bum, obviously big breasts, curves. Any woman can have that. That's not a exotic physique. That's just a curvaceous physique. And then in terms of looks, I just think, I don't know, I think there's more like characteristics for each type of woman. Like, oh, if she was black, I'd like her to have X, Y, Z. If she was Japanese, I'd like her to have X, Y, Z. If she was Spanish, I'd like her to have X, Y, Z. And just go through each. Like, it wouldn't be exactly the same, because I don't think every woman would look good if she looked the exact same way and you just changed the color.
Do you think that all black men or other black men think the way you do?
Oh, definitely not. But
Okay.
I think a lot of men do, but just obviously not all. But I think a lot of men do. I mean, a lot of,
never say all.
Yeah, a lot of men are gonna fall into the bracket of liking the tropical exotic, girl that you was describing, which is,
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of black men. I said that already. There's not a lot of black men that just like black women as they are, or measure them to them. I feel like a lot
So
of
what
black men.
what is measuring black women to them?
Okay, so last week we touched on like Beyonce and Kelly Rowland, right? Let's put Beyonce to the side for a second, because Beyonce is an incredibly attractive woman, but I think more people like the look of Beyonce outside of just the black race, because she can pass as exotic. She could probably pass as ambiguous to an extent as well. So yeah, I think Beyonce's features is more, generally speaking, the closer to the beauty standard than Kelly Rowland or Michelle. Right? When you look at Kelly Rowland, like I said before, and I stand by this, a certain demographic of people find her attractive, but not everybody. She's of a darker complexion, but even her features are still quite chiseled, if that makes sense.
She doesn't have like incredibly African features.
Right.
But I think the selection that black men are making is a very different one to a lot of other men, I guess, because with other women, I guess, the celebration of heritage and how they look and how they present is based more so on, let's say, for example, their tradition, or they have traditional looks, or their cultural look, or whatever, whereas the black woman's look is divided, where some women are like, I look this way, this is very Afrocentric, etc., 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 and other women are like, follow more of a Western ideology of straight hair and etc., etc., etc. So you have a divide literally down the middle of two completely different types of beauty being adhered to by one group of women.
Let's dig deep into that for a second, yeah. So I'll use myself as an example because I do wear straight hair. Sometimes I wear my natural. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes I wear my. Thank you for saying that for me. Yeah, sometimes I do wear my natural hair. But I'll be honest, a lot of the time I feel comfortable in straight hair. Mm-hmm. But I've been conditioned because growing up, in school, I've got a lot of hair. Like I've got really thick, really. I'm not 4C. I don't like typing hair, but I've not got 4C hair, but I've got really thick hair. And when I was in school, and if I didn't have my hair in braids, and my mum decided to put my hair in its two little pom pom, like it's like looking like Minnie Mouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The boys would mock me and say that I had picky hair.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And as I got older, the girls with the more coolie hair, so the softer curls, the looser curls, mm-hmm. they were the girls that were getting picked. Then let's go into the working world. I remember when I first started interviewing for corporate jobs, my agent said to me, you want to make sure your hair is manageable, that your hair looks presentable. So you might want to have it straight. Mm-hmm. I was told not to wear as much makeup because when black girls wear certain, like this lipstick wouldn't have worked for me because to them it's too bright, it's too bold. Mm. So a lot of black women have been conditioned to believe that westernized beauty is the best. Mm. It's more palatable than our natural look. And so a lot of black women feel more comfortable wearing or looking that type of way. And a lot of us have been conditioned to not even like our natural look because of that. Now, there are a lot of black women who are Afrocentric, but even with that being said, and as a woman who often switches between the two looks, when I'm being approached by men with my natural hair, I get the guys that say stuff like Grand Rising and Empress. What are you calling me, Empress? And when I wear my straight hair, I get a completely different type of guy approaching me. So, and I'm sure a lot of black women can relate to that, okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with the guys that say Empress. I mean, the guys that say Grand Rising really irritate me, but it's okay. But Empress, I'm cool. I am an Empress. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that I've experienced both sides of the coin because I dibble dabble in both looks, and I've noticed that I'm considered more palatable when I have my hair straight or when I wear a weave than when I've got braids or when I've got faux locks or when I've got an afro. And there's a certain type of black man that finds black women in their natural state attractive, but the majority of black men, even if they say they like natural, don't actually like natural. Because I've also experienced, like my hair was relaxed from when I was 10 or younger.
Yeah.
As far back as I could remember, I had chemically straightened hair. When I turned, I think around 28, I decided to stop relaxing my hair. Right. So I've been natural I'm never going to reveal my age.
I was literally about to say what you're going to do. Maths, yeah, okay.
I'm not going to do maths because people will tell you how.
I'm hearing numbers coming out today. Okay.
But let's say for a considerable amount of years, however you want to define considerable, I've been natural. But at that time, I was in a relationship. And I remember saying to my partner, who was used to seeing me with chemically straightened hair, saying, I'm going to stop relaxing my hair now. I'm going to go natural. And he had anxiety over that.
Mad.
Yeah. He was like, oh, how's it going to look? I don't know how you're
Mad.
going to look. Is it going to be, like, what kind of curls are you going to have? And I was like, I don't know. I've never seen I can't remember what my curls look like. I don't know what my afro looks like.
Yeah, man.
And when I did the big chop and showed him how I looked in my big chop, he was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Mad.
That's coming from my partner, you know.
Yeah.
At the time.
Who's black? Who's a black man? You have to.
Fully black guy, because I mean, I've only ever dated black guys. Which I'm thinking of
branching out.
I'm broadening my prospects because you lot of stress. But yeah, like seriously, that was his reaction to me. And that didn't make me feel beautiful. That made me feel like, why did I do this? Because the person that I'm with, the person that I love, doesn't like my natural hair. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So I hear you. I hear the argument.
And he wasn't the kind of guy to date outside of the black race. All his previous girlfriends were black women. He didn't like braids either. That's
just weird, but yeah, okay.
No, but this is reality. That's what I'm saying, that a lot of black men say they like natural, but when they're presented with it, they don't like it. It's all lip service. There's only a certain type of black guy that. But I'm not
a grand rising though.
But I'm not just saying grand rising guys. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm just saying that there's a certain type. I'm just telling you the type of guys that move to me when my natural hair's out. But there is a certain type of black guy that is okay with black women in their natural state. And even you, just based on what you said in this same episode, you've admitted that you hold black women to a higher standard.
Oh no, for sure.
White women.
For sure. Yeah, 100%.
It's not right. It's not fair.
I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not going to try and
argue to change that.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is fair. I'm just saying for sure.
And also, I feel like I know for a fact that a lot of non-black women date black men because it's a fetish. But when it's time to get serious, there's not a lot of them that actually are willing to get mad serious unless they want to make it a chip on their shoulder. Like, oh yeah, I can cook African food. Oh yeah, I know how to look after. I know how to do black hair. Oh yeah, like they still trying to be, oh, I'm white but I'm black.
Yeah.
Or I'm Hispanic but I'm black. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I'm authentically my race and culture dating a black man.
I've seen both.
Man and I want to. I mean, I've seen it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's not. I don't see it enough. I'm seeing more of the other, like, oh yeah, like I'm on TikTok recreating
That's what I was
African
gonna
food
say.
because my partner is black and I want to fit in to the black
Online, I think
race. And
there's
it's like,
online. I think there's more of what you're describing, but from what I've seen in terms of people who I know who are in interracial relationships,
yeah,
they seem much more normal. Like I'm just this and I'm just that and we're just together kind of
like I
vibe.
said,
I think
like I
online,
said,
I think the TikToks and whatnot is a bit more. It's for show, innit? People who would do a TikTok is for show. So they just,
but it's annoying.
It's very annoying. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not saying that all of them want to be black. I'm just saying that
The authenticity is a bit.
It's a bit questionable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. I do agree.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, in the comments, someone mentioned our good friend Cynthia G, and they said that she had a series about, what was it? Who they choose.
Yeah.
Who they really choose. And yeah, it's one-sided, but she was coming with receipts of who they really choose.
Well, I mean that
and
part
who they really choosing isn't cute.
Yeah, that part is definitely something that I've picked up on. I know everyone's picked up on it. That's why I had to say it. Enough times I see it. The girls are always dead things. And the thing is, I've dated girls outside of my race and they're never dead things. And when I say, oh yeah, I hold black girls to a higher standard, I don't mean like, and then when I date non-black girls, they're not paying, or it's not that. I'm just like less involved in the acute details because, well, I'm not going to expect that she knows how to cook rice and peas or
But can we talk about that? Why are you expecting a black woman to know how to cook rice and peas and jollof? Why are you expecting that?
Because I'm like, oh, you're black or you're from, I don't know, wherever you're from.
Do you know how to make rice and peas?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know how to make jollof?
Of course. And the thing is, as soon as I started cooking for myself, there was girls at work. One of them, she was about that cooking life. I said, yo, honey, put me on. Like, can you school me on this jollof thing? She said, yeah,
There's
and I was like,
not
okay, cool.
that many guys that
no,
know
I
how to
get
cook
that
themselves, but they want their black girlfriend to know how to cook everything.
Me personally, I'm very much about being able to do certain things. This is like so wildly off topic, but I'll explain. When I have kids, at some point in their young life, because I'm going to stop eating, I'm planning to stop, I'm going to put it on record, I'm planning to stop eating meat this year. At the end of this year, cut out the alcohol, cut out the meat. The meat is going to be like a 50-50 thing. Like, I'm 90% not going to be eating meat, but like if an occasion comes and it's paying, I'll eat the meat. It's one of them ones. But as a normal diet, I ain't going to be eating. Anyway, when I have kids, and they're growing up, I'll go to a country where it's perfectly legal, where people kill animals and eat their animal, etc., etc. And I'm going to let them know. Up until that point in time, they're going to be chopping whatever the hell they want. But when it's going to come to that time, I'm going to be like, look, you love off chicken. This is a chicken. Can you kill the chicken so that we can eat the chicken? Because I kind of don't feel like you should be eating it if you're not a part of the whole process. If you can't get involved in the whole process, then you shouldn't have what comes at the end of it. And
how does this fit into the topic?
And so this fits in because I'm not going to have expectations that, oh, my black woman should be able to cook jollof and cook this and etc., etc. if I can't too. These are things that I've learned how to do. I'm willing to kill a chicken.
New age man, my friend.
I'll kill a chicken. I will kill a chicken. Cow is hard. Cow.
Listen,
I watched that.
Forget. Listen,
the animals.
The whole killing animals thing. It's getting a bit
creepy.
No, you're a new age man. There's not that many guys like that out there.
I expect people to be able to do the things that they want.
I'll be very real with you, yeah. And fundamentally, black men expect black women to do these things. Some of them can't even do it themselves, one. And two, if a black woman doesn't know how to do these things, they judge the black woman for it. But the same non-blacks that can't do it, it's okay for them. not to know how to cook, because everybody knows they can't season chicken, so it's all right.
Yeah, but you'd hold them to different standards of whatever
No.
their cuisines are. Yeah,
No,
I don't.
no,
No
no,
one's gonna be
no.
dating a Mexican girl and then being like for example, assuming that every Mexican girl could cook Mexican food, and then being like, oh no, she can't cook Mexican food. That's calm. Like you judge her against other Mexican girls, whatever the Mexican standard is. If it's a standard that Mexican girls cook really good food and yada yada yada, then you're gonna be like, oh, so what can my Mexican girlfriend do? Very much so like black women. Black women have created the high standards that men hold them to. You can't tell me that black women, oh no, like black women can't cook good. No, black women can cook good. The food is good. So now I'm with a black woman. I want it. Is it me that's the criminal? Because I want what black women have showed me they can do.
Yes.
No. No, it's not.
But we're not holding you lot to that standard.
That's not what standards you lot pick out for your men. That's not my concern.
To be fair, I think there's the standard that black men are good in the sack.
Yeah, that's a very techie standard, if you ask me. And we're just talking about food. You can't help if the sack is not even sacking.
Size.
If the sack is not even sacking.
The size of the sack.
Is that what are you doing then? You can't even correct that. You're gonna come talking with motion in the ocean and she's just looking at size. And you're like, it's a grower, not a shower. No one's hearing that.
Boy, we need grower, not a shower. Damn, yo. We need to stop that actually in general. Both sides. Because black women have the same standard too,
Just in the sack.
Yeah, not just in the sack, but
mainly.
I was just saying
That's the main thing.
We have the expectation that black men will be better in
They're going to deliver, yeah. And you don't hold... And if you're dating a man that's not...
Because they've got more tools.
Yeah, but if you're dating a man that's not black,
tools.
do you have a lower expectation of that particular section?
I've never dated a man that's not black.
But if you consider...
But can I be very transparent with you? That's the reason why I haven't.
It's because of that.
I know people are going to come at me.
You're just proving a point.
I just know, but it's my truth.
Have you just sat here and arguing me for the last half an hour, and now you're telling me they're the exact same thing? Say it. Remember how you were there? I saw you there in the comment section telling people how I was stuttering and breathing and pausing because I couldn't say something with my chest.
I was saying with all of my chest, yeah.
With your chest.
The reason why is because I'm just worried that it won't be the same experience. You're
worried that the genetic makeup of every other man that's not black,
or how the tools will be used may not be. Yeah.
How the tool is used may not be correct.
Not correct. I didn't say correct. It just might not be.
You just left it blank.
Same. I said might not be the same.
I mean, I'm not even trying to write black men off in any type of way, because I'm definitely big-headed when it comes to that. But trying to remove myself and be like objective, this is a evolutionary action. Like, this is within every man's DNA. This is how the human race survived. Every man knows how to do this. Then there's just cultural expectations.
Hold on a second. Knows how to do what, Venom?
Knows how to deliver.
No, they don't.
But I feel like no, they don't. The proportions are the same for every nationality of men, and the only difference
for you to say that it comes natural, because that's what they're made to do. The desire is natural.
Yeah.
Yes, and the act in of itself, basic act in of itself, in order to procreate, is a natural thing. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If that wasn't the case, other mammals
Yeah, they
would
would.
also know how to do it the same way,
Exactly.
right? Cool, I understand that. But we're not talking about the basic act. We're talking about
Satisfaction. We talk
satisfaction.
about leveling
And
it
when we're
up.
talking about satisfaction, I have to disagree that all men basic know what they're doing.
Yeah, of course, not
If
all
they
men know
did,
how to do the
we wouldn't
most.
have the orgasm gap.
Yeah, but that's a whole
Period.
next conversation. But before I'm not even
So
gonna
so
I'm not even gonna scoot over it. Yeah, for example, and again, I think this is akin to what Cynthia was saying about putting black men on a pedestal, because certain men of other nationality have even gone as far as to document in text, graphically detailed Kukarma Sutra of how to please woman. It's not even really about man, it's how to please woman. Details. It's basically like a manual of karate, but how to deliver that sensation. Yeah. So I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, there isn't a black book of that. Our understanding is cultural. We pride ourselves on it and we do it, but we haven't studied it
I
like
think it
that.
comes from the notion that black people have rhythm.
Yeah, no, but we're not the only people with rhythm. We follow a particular rhythm, and it's become it's in fact it's the most popular rhythm. That's why all modern music is now based on drums. But we're not the only people that all ethnic people use rhythm.
We
All
use
indigenous people use rhythm.
whining came from Africa.
Of course.
And I don't know about anyone else, but when I was growing up, we assumed that the guys that knew how to whine would be the
They knew how to use their
best.
waistline. Yeah, they knew how to deliver some certain types of motions.
That's what I mean by
I hear
we can
you.
dance. That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Same thing with black women having chicks in the bedroom. It's because we're the ones that can twerk. We know how to whine.
Yeah.
So I feel like I will be honest. I also was prejudiced because of my own ideas around it or fears that is it going to be the same? Yeah, and that's just me being transparent with you guys.
No, I get that.
Accountability. Yeah. So yeah, I guess black women also hold black men to a certain standard, but black men love it. They love it. They love the idea of being put on a pedestal. It inflates them. It's the reason why they now walk around thinking they're the prize, because, you know, like, we're the ones that are the most desired from every race. We're considered the most attractive. We're the ones that can provide A-star performance in the bedroom. So everybody wants us, blah, blah.
In
blah,
a particular way. In a particular way.
Yeah. But the topic's not about black men and the standards that we have on black men. The topic is about the standards we have on black women. And in comparison to non-black women. And in the comment section, there was even a discussion about things like Love Island here in the UK and how you get black people put on the show, and for some reason the black girls still don't get chosen by black men. But when you look at coupling, black women tend to want to go for the black guys because
I think that's a tricky one, you know. I think that's a tricky one. The reason being because Love Island is a game show, and there's a lot of different dynamics that work with Love Island.
Do you think black guys are choosing non-black women in shows like Love Island because they're doing gameplaying?
Personally,
more likely to get votes, more likely to win.
Yeah. But I also feel like the kind of black guys that they pick for those shows are the kind of black guys that would more like white women, because there's going to be more white women on the show, and then if they're not into white women, then it's going to be kind of awkward for them trying to find women that they don't find attractive.
Yeah,
so then
I see that.
You're already going to be at like a, you know what I mean, that imbalance, because you come on the show, there's 2 black girls max and 7 white girls, and you're the black guy. So just
pick a black girl.
One of the 2 black girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if you don't actually find either of them attractive?
Because even the black girls they put on there don't generally match they're a representation of black women, but they're not like the general representation of black women. They're still really, really petite, really, really slim, weave.
Yeah.
We've only had one Love Island girl who decided to wear braids.
I haven't actually. I don't
Or
watch it, so I
she had a
don't.
ponytail. She had a ponytail. She ended up with a black guy.
Which one was
But,
that? How long ago was that one? Because I definitely saw the last.
That was a few seasons ago. And it was the one that they did. I think they did it in the winter. I think it was a
Oh, yeah, I do remember
season.
when they did a winter one. Yeah, I do remember. I didn't watch it though, but I do remember when they did that. That's tricky, man. It's tricky. Like, them shows, really tricky. Because it's definitely not that other women are more attractive. It's just what kind of guy is really going to go on that type of show? Because before the black girls got involved, it was just white girls and other non-white white girls, if you know what I mean. And they're always going to be the majority. If you're not in a black country, they're always going to be the majority. So if you even want to stand a chance on the show, you need to be able to be attracted to who the majority of the cast is, so that wherever your opportunity arises from, that's where you're gonna go. And personally, just thinking of it as a dilemma, because I was watching the American one just this weekend, and I think it would be a really tricky position to be in, knowing that I've got to be popular, like my coupling's got to be popular, we've got to be a vibe, obviously, but then people outside of the house have got to care about our partnership, etc., etc. And I'll just be like, yeah, but if I pick the black girl, then I'm only going to get black votes at best.
And it's not a lot.
It's not. It's the absolute minority of whichever country you're talking about, whether it's America or here or. So personally, I can't blame them for the stereotypes that they're gonna be creating, because they're almost predisposed to do it from their pick, from the selection and the reality of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I guess the responsibility really falls on the people that are selecting.
The participants for the show. The
participants are making sure that they fairly reflect the demographic.
Which they never do. They come in with clear goals that we want kind of this kind of drama, we want this kind of chemistry.
And they even they always push certain storylines in a certain way and they like to portray the black girls as almost like villains often as well. So it's kind of like, or they don't give them enough airtime, so people think that they're boring and stuff like that. But I guess it does still feed into the notion that black guys prefer non-black women and will still pick a non-black woman over a black woman, even if that black woman's the creme de la creme and the non-black isn't, because they're holding the non-black to a standard.
I don't know about that one.
Auntie Cynthia G, when she did her Who They Really Choose,
I know, but she was obviously looking at American black guys, and that's a whole next thing that I can't speak on because I ain't there to live it and understand it.
Yeah.
But I know in the UK,
even when we look in the UK, I've seen some questionable
in the UK, there's a lot of questionable.
There's one in mind that
choices. I know exactly. The latest revelation was a shocker. The latest revelation was a shocker.
I said, huh?
You know, and I don't even want to sound bad, man, but I definitely do feel a sense of disappointment when I see a successful black man coming up, and then they do up reveal and the wife isn't black. I do feel disappointment, mainly because it's just the idea of like, damn, like, bro, I thought you was like building an empire, and then, you know, obviously your black wifey, so then you're gonna have black kids or whatever, and then, you know, you're gonna be doing that portion of the black community. So when your wifey isn't black, it's not a deep thing. Like, love who you love, but it's just a case of, yeah, but then, man, like, I guess there isn't going to be a black empire. It's just going to be your portion, and then it's never really going to come back to the black community.
I do find it a bit like, oh, here we go. You're proving the status quo, right? When I see stuff like that. And there's a lot of black women who are single. A lot of black women that are single.
Oh, do you mean like as in opportunities to have a black partner for them?
It's slim.
No, I mean as in the man, as in.
Yeah, there's so many to pick from, but they don't.
Yeah, it's a strange one.
But I also think that black guys judge black women who don't date
100%,
black.
100%.
Because I feel like black men, it's one rule for them, one rule for us. And online, I remember when we first did that video and Cynthia G gave us a shout out, and I looked at the comments, it was very, very, very divided. When women were talking about divesting, a lot of women were obviously encouraging each other, you know, black women empowerment and that. But the black men seemed angry that the women were choosing not to date them. And it was like, why but you lot date white women or any other race all the time. So it's okay for you lot, but when we decide we want to do the same thing, you want to judge us and make it seem like we're turning our backs on you.
But
And
I think the motivations are different though.
It doesn't matter about the motivation.
No, but I think it does. But I think there's a generalization that everyone comes to, which is that a black guy dates a girl who's not black because he finds her more attractive, per se. But
and a black woman dates a non-black because of what?
Because she's objectively not dating black guys, like as a statement to herself or to her community, etc.
Okay,
that's a generalization, but generally speaking, I feel like there's a lot of examples in my head and in my past I can think of where I've spoken to black women who are not dating black men who have something to say as to why, and it's not necessarily that, oh yeah, I just met this guy and we just got on like a house on fire, blah 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 blah.
No, it's totally opposite for me.
Oh yeah.
I think in today's age now, there's a huge push, huge movement for black women to stop dating black men or to broaden their horizons. Because black men don't value us. But I also, all the people I know, all the black women I know that I've dated outside the black race, it wasn't because they were divesting. It wasn't because they didn't like black men or they didn't feel that black men had respected them. It was just, that's who I fell in love with. That's who I liked. But I think that it's right for black women to say, no, we're not considered first. We are not treated the same. So let's start moving the way they move and let's broaden our horizons. I think that's the right thing for black women to do. Because it's only fair. And irrespective of the reasoning behind it, we have every right to make that choice.
Of course.
Right? But what I'm trying to say is even if we take the reason away, it's always been an issue. Black women dating outside of the black race has always been an issue to black men and even to a percentage of black women. Still hold the whole, why would you date outside mentality. But it's absolutely okay for black men to date outside. Between black men, it's fine. I don't see black men saying to other black men, why would you date? Like upholding black women like that. And even if you do find them, it's very few and far between. Whereas, that's my point. Do black men hold black women to the same standards as non-black women? The answer is no.
The answer is definitely no. Categorically
in the looks
no.
In the looks department, no. Because I feel like they would accept any non-black. But when it's black women, you have to look a certain type of way.
When it's black women, you have to be paying. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be paying. Whether they constitute paying to be an Afrocentric or they constitute paying to have him on westernized ways, i.e. wearing a weave, frontal, red-tete. If it's paying to them, you need to be that level of paying. You can't just be everyday chick. Yeah. When it comes to being domestic, again, yes. Black women have to know how to cook because black food tastes great. But so because black food tastes great, black women must know how to cook. That's the argument you gave, right?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Indeed.
Financially. I believe financially that black men I believe that black men are okay with non-black women being quote unquote gold diggers. It's fine for them to not need to be able to provide or bring anything to the table.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a black woman, what do you bring to the table? Yeah. And also submission and what is considered as being feminine. I think that if a black woman is opinionated, outspoken, confident, black men don't like that. They prefer them to be more submissive. But if it's a non-black woman, it's more acceptable.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, I don't expect you to.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. You slipped in two that we didn't have in the discussion that I don't know how I feel about.
Slip. That's me.
Yeah. I think you're definitely right that black men definitely hold black women to a different standard than other women. For sure with the beauty, because I know that to be true of myself. But I don't know about that the gold digger point. I don't know. I don't know about that gold digger point.
You sure?
I can't take no gold digger. That's a point blank. It don't matter where you.
I think we need to remove you from it.
Okay, removing me. Yeah, removing me.
You're not the kind of person. I mean, you do hold black women to a higher standard, but essentially, I don't think you fit neatly into the general. Yeah, I don't think you do.
Yeah, this gold digger one is tough, man. You think black men let non-black gold diggers come in? They kind of do. I see a couple of men get cleaned out. Kim K cleaning out Kanye right now. Dre's chick cleaning him out.
And that's okay. If they were black women, oh my Lord, the hate they will get from black men. Ah, mate.
But then there is a low-key expectation if the black man is successful, that's the reason why the non-black woman is with him anyway.
Yeah, fair enough, but that's because they expect the black woman to bring something to the table. That's my point. They'll be like, I'm successful. What do you bring to the table? I'm high value. What do you bring to the table? And they're not talking about non-black women when they say that.
Yeah.
I don't think they are talking about non-black women when they say that. I think they're talking about black women. When we look at some of these podcasts, there's that one podcast where the guys always go on and on about we spoke about them before without naming them. Yeah. They go on and on about a certain type of woman. Tell me why that certain type of woman tends to be a black woman. I mean, there was a recent episode where they had different black women, different shades around the table, and they were literally going in.
I think I saw the clip of that one.
Yeah. I didn't see one non-black. I could be corrected, but I didn't see one non-black woman. So a black woman has to bring something to the table. Not too much though, because if we're earning way too much,
don't challenge my portion on the table.
Yeah. You can bring 40%. I bring 60.
You can bring 49.
49. I bring 51. You go over that 50%, it's a problem. See what I mean? So I definitely think black women have to bring something to the table. Non-black women don't.
Yeah,
let us know in the comments.
That's food for thought.
Let us know in the comments what you think about that. I think we can leave it there. Yes. So thank you for listening, guys. We will pop our socials down below on the screen right now as we speak. It will also be in the description for those of you that are listening, not watching. Again, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. And, you know, it's really important to us that we're talking about things that you lot are actually interested in. So please let us know what you want to hear us discuss. We want to do more of that, okay? Let us know in the comments, what would you like to hear our take on? let us know. And yeah, until next time,
Peace.
peace.